Welcome once again to another segment of our series where we are actually doing investment appraisal. So we have just come from calculating NPV. Now we are going to be doing the payback period. Okay, so the payback period is also another technique that we use to appraise projects or to assess the viability of projects. The payback period, the payback method calculates the payback period, which is the time it takes for a project to give us back the amount we invested in that particular project. So you see that the shorter the payback period, the better. If you have two projects that you are comparing, or two or more projects that you are comparing, the shorter the payback period, the better. So I want us to use the same question from October, November 2021, QP33, the one that we have been using before. So from this particular project, you can see that we took out 1.5 in year 0. In year 1, it's going to be giving us 0.30. In year 2, 0.55. In year 3, 0.60. In year 4, 0.60. In year 5, 0.60. So what we do is we simply create another column where we are going to write and say cumulative cash flow. I actually call it balance. Cumulative what? Cash flow. So this is our balance. Let us see here, like for example, we see that in year 0, we took out how much? We took out 1.5 to invest in the project. So the amount that is left that is to be paid by the project is still what? 1.5, like that. That's how we calculate it. In year 1, the project is going to be bringing us 0.30, which means from the amount we invested, we are now left with 1.5 minus what came in, 0.30, which gives us 1.2. So we are still having 1.2 that's still to be paid by the project. In year 2, it brings us 0.55. So again, you say that 1.2 minus the 0.55, that is what? That is come. It means we are now left with 0.65. In year 3, the project brings us 0.60, which means now we are left with how much? If you say 0.65 minus 0.60, it simply gives you what? 0.05, still to be paid. Then in year 4, the project is bringing us how much? 0.60. Now we know that, okay, we are now getting more net cash flow than what we want. So our payback period should be 3 years, then and some months. So now we want to calculate the months. So this is going to be 3 years. So now we want to calculate the months. How do we calculate the months? We simply say the 0.05 that we want over the next cash inflow, which is 0.60 times 12 months. Okay? If you do that, it gives us what? 0.60 times 12. It gives us 0.9 months. So it means that therefore our payback period is equal to 3 years, 0.9 months. As simple as that. So it's simple. What you simply do is you calculate what? You create another column, which is going to be your cumulative cash flow column. And then you're simply supposed to be what? To be subtracting now. In year 0, we still have 1.5 left. Here we have 0.3 coming in, which means we're left with 1.2. We have 0.55, which means now we're left with 0.65. We have 0.6 coming, which means we're left with 0.05. Then we know that it's now 3 years because we're having a higher cash flow here coming in. So we calculate the months now by saying the 0.05 we want over the next net cash flow times 12 months. Okay? So it gives us 3 years here and 0.9 months. That's how we calculate the payback period. The shorter the payback period, the better. Why? Because it makes sure that the business will still have a good liquidity position. Okay? But the limitation of this one is that sometimes, we can reject projects here. that probably are going to be giving us what? A higher net cash flow in the long term. So we know future cash flows that are going to be coming in after the payback period. That's the weakness. I think that one you can read, and you can see how this one is its shortfalls as a way of assessing the viability of projects. So I want us to meet again in the next segment. We are going to be teaching you about how to calculate what we call the average rate of return, the ARR. We're going to be using the same question to do that. Thank you.